Whoa, whoa, whoa. I know what you're saying. Numsy, what the fuck? Another Dark Souls 2 video? Are you already running out of ideas? I mean, the last Dark Souls video did so well. Yeah, well, I'm working on another video and that one's gonna take some time. But in the meanwhile, I've been playing through more of Dark Souls 2. And holy shit, you guys. This game pisses me off so much that I felt that I need to make another video about it. Dark Souls 2 fails in one important aspect: level design. There are levels that you'll approach and will look so fucking cool and epic, only to find out that they're full of annoying bullshit. And some levels are just so ass, you wonder who let this shit through. Here's an example. In one area of the game, there's these statues that shoot poison at you. And yeah, they're annoying, but you break them and everything is okay. Until you enter an entire fucking room of them. Who thought this was a good idea? Who played tested this? Who thought this was fun? You run past everything only to get attacked by these fucking H.P. Lovecraft rejects that one-shot you, and of course you get invaded because it wouldn't be Dark Souls 2 without getting invaded every 2 seconds by the same fucking guy. Oh, and the boss one-shots you. In Dark Souls 1, you get sucked into a giant fucking painting and have to fight a furry who turns invisible, but you could see her footsteps in the snow, and this is because the first Dark Souls is actually a good game. The bosses in this game are ass. The best one so far was this fucking frog with a face in it, and I beat him on the first try. Most of the bosses are either generic knights, retreads of the bosses from Dark Souls 1, lazy, boring fucking bosses, and occasionally a good boss. Like, who the fucking ballsack decided that a room full of skeletons would be a good boss fight? Meanwhile, in this game, you fight a giant wolf with a sword. And Dark Souls 2 is coming out with this guy. Now, this guy is actually very important to the universe of Dark Souls because he fed Luke Skywalker to the Rancor. And there's so many bosses like that, but I didn't record it all. But just know that these bosses are mostly trash with a few good ones sprinkled in. The game is not terrible. It has some great mechanics. Leveling up your character is fun. The combat is rock solid. Finding new items and loot is always fun and makes challenging ventures worth it. Unless it doesn't. Because ultimately, it's a quality game from Software, but there's just some problems with the game like I mentioned. And I think the reason there's a lot of bullshit in the game is because they felt like they had to live up to the legacy of being the sequel to Dark Souls, a game so legendary that it spawned a subgenre of action role-playing games, and is an amazing game even without that. Not to say it doesn't have its problems. But Dark Souls 2 is a huge disappointment in a lot of ways. However, I will continue to brave its world and reach the end, only to fight a disappointing final boss.